Hello, dear friends. So today we continue with our beautiful stories, The Power of the Spirit. Now we continue with part 2 of Bruno's story about the aluminium foil ball he charged energy with. So the part 2, Bruno said, "Besides this, the small balls that I give to friends have also been endowed by me with an energy center. This spiritual seed of ground in every ball that radiates energy is responsible for the fact that those people who themselves are not in harmony with the divine can also receive the power more easily. But since every person seeking help is wired up differently, I must attune the individual balls to the persons concerned. It is therefore not good if friends exchange their balls with each other or even lend them to someone in the honest belief that they will be able to help them. If one such ball, which has only been loaned to someone, should ever be returned, it has usually been contaminated by the bad frequency of that person for whom it was not intended. It thus becomes useless, and both for the giver as well as for the receiver. In these and similar cases, I always said, well meant but badly done. As far as the effect of spiritual frequencies are concerned, human beings are still completely ignorant and find it very difficult to see that everything radiates energy, which is indeed only either good or bad. There is no margin in between. Even money, which seems neutral, radiates its own energy. It is contaminated, you see, with people's thoughts, which cover it with envy, greed, and worries. Thus, there often arises an accumulated harmful charge that, without knowing it, people carry around with them in their wallet. For this reason, I must continually remind you never to put any single object that has been charged with the divine power anywhere near money, since it can then lose its good charge again." Wow, it's very powerful paragraph. So basically, Bruno continuously talking about the aluminium foil ball he charged with energy, and then he warned his friends should not basically swap them out of their goodwill. So we often think like, oh, we help people with this way, and then but end up with doing the harm. It's a very simple example. I'll give it to you. I was growing up as only child, so I was, even though my family wasn't very rich at all, and I was spoiled, and I was the only child, and I was the only son and the oldest grandson. So my grandma, my dad's mom, used to give me the creams, like when she had birthday, and she'll give me all the creams of the cakes. So she think that is good for me as a probably 7, 8, 9-year-old boy. So because she had hard life, she never had that kind of luxuries. The sugar was precious. You would never imagine, dear friends. Today we think sugar is the problem. One of the biggest problem is sugar. Back to the old days in China, and then you can't get white sugar anywhere. I'm talking about probably 40, 50 years ago. You can get the white sugars only for basically the high officials, like the rich, most individuals, like just the normal people. You can't hardly get sugar anywhere. I remember when I was little, probably back to 30 years ago or longer, my mom we used to have 1 kilo sugar a month. So you have to have a food stamp before you can get white sugar. So sugar was precious. So my grandma used to give me all that sugar to me, cream, high calorie, high fats cream to me, because she think it's good for me, because she never had it in her life. But I turned out like growing up to be a fat boy, and I was laughed often by my classmates for being the fat boy. So it was quite burdensome to me. You see, this is just like a very simple example. We do the wrong thing all the time out of our goodwill. So dear friends, so when you think about helping somebody, and then helping your children, your grandchildren, your parents, your grandparents, you're gonna always think, what does it serve to them, in the best interest of them. Also, you have to improve your knowledge, because often what you think is good is not for them. So dear friend, so always be careful to do something or to help somebody out of the goodwill. A good will has to come with the knowledge, the wisdom, and then will have a good effect. Otherwise, we only do things and we'll feel sorry about later. And Bruno here is mentioned about very important fact about the spiritual frequencies. And he said, as far as the effect of the spiritual frequencies are concerned, human beings are still completely ignorant and find it very difficult to see everything radiates energy. Do you remember, dear friends, what Nikola Tesla once said? If you want to find out the truth of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequencies. So that was probably more than 100 years ago. That's what Tesla already said. And again, Bruno said here, everything radiates energy and in the certain frequency. So basically, my personal understanding is he make a special, he charged different energies in the different frequencies for different people, because they have a different illness, they have a different needs to be well. It's like you have to adapt the voltage of electricity to certain devices. So dear friend, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. Everything around you is loaded up with energies, your personal vibrations. Every day there's so much energy exchange. You talk to people, you think good and bad, you go to work and you come back home. There is energy exchange all the time. We just don't have the spiritual eye to see it. Otherwise we'll be amazed. I can't see it myself, but I know it exists. I used to hug my co-workers. Before I knew this, everything has energy. My co-worker was sad, and then she was crying. And the first time I hugged her, and then in the morning, and after that, like 5-10 minutes, I felt yawning. I was yawning. I said, I got up okay this morning. Why am I yawning now? It's strange. And second time, same co-worker, same thing happened. So I gave her a hug, and then straight away I felt like tired. And then only later on, and I realized because of my energy, because whoever have feeling sad, the energy is very low. So that's why normally you give a hug or you give him a hug, and then he or she feels better because they receive energy from you. So that's why they feel better. And so that is what's happened. So don't have to take my words for granted. Go and try yourself. You can go and hug the sick people, the people with mental health. Of course, I wouldn't do that deliberately. And then you know how you feel. You feel drained by the end of the day. I mean, I'm not saying this to judge anybody, but it's just what's happened. In fact, so you go to see the young children. You play with them, you hugging them, unless they are sick. Otherwise, you feel good by the end of the day. Why is that? Because the children always vibrating a very positive energy in most cases. Because they do not know evil, especially the young children. They do not know good and bad. Everything is good to them. That's what we need to learn from the children. And at the end, Bruno mentioned about the money. It's very, very important. Every day, our society is driven by money. Whatever we do, we go to work, we invest our money, we're doing business, everything is for money. most of the time, don't we? Be honest to ourselves. 90% things you do is for money. But money is contaminated with people's envy, greed, and worries. So Bruno warned here, do not put anything, your crystals, or any object charged with very, very positive energy near money, because it can lose the charge. It's very simple. You do not mix the good milk, the new milk, and the old milk. You know it will go off. So dear friends, when you blend the good and the bad together at the end, you know what's the result. It will be bad. So what we say? The one cannot serve two masters. We either serve the good or the bad. We cannot serve both. Otherwise, it will be bad at the end. Okay, dear friends, wish you have a good day and God bless.